We're back talking about posture. One of the important things we're always talking about here at LifePath. Dr. Stephen Weininger.
Kelly, thank you for having me.
We want to go a little deeper into this posture business because it is so important. So we want to know what we can do and how do we find out how far off kilter we are? Because I know I am.
And as we saw when we took your posture zone picture, you do have some asymmetries, but that's part of the point. Everybody does. Nobody's perfect.
Oh, thank you. Good to know.
And the goal is not to try to make you perfect. The goal is try to make the body that you have, your DNA, along with whatever damage you've had along the way, along with whatever daily life habits. We call that the 3Ds.
3Ds.
The 3Ds, the damage, the DNA, damage, and daily life habits.
Daily life.
The things that have happened to make you who you are has also made your posture what it is. Your posture says it all about what has happened and who this body is. And by strengthening that, we work to make it work more effectively. The problem that happens, as we spoke earlier, if you spend all day long in front of a computer with your body hunched over, your body folds, your muscles are going to fold, your nerves get folded, your lungs get folded, you can't take a deep breath, and it has dramatic effects on your health. And you literally, besides looking old, you actually age quicker. Joints wear out, muscles get really strong in some ways, and really, really weak, and what we call fibrotic in ways that they aren't being used.
We don't want that now. So I'm trying to stay young. So
the first step is to find and strengthen your best posture. So this first test is a strong posture test, but it's also an exercise. It's the beginning of teaching you how to strengthen the muscles and the nerve pathways that you use to hold your body with the best strong posture that we talked about when we took your posture picture.
Right, you're making me think about it every day now. So.
Exactly, and building that posture consciousness is exactly why we do strong posture exercises and why we take a regular posture picture.
Good.
So, with your posture standing tall, I'd like you to, not stiff, good tall, hold that strong posture and raise your right leg so your thigh is parallel to the ground.
Okay now, hold on. Wow.
And you should be able to hold that for probably 20 or 30 seconds.
Glad you said 20, 30 seconds.
And then put it back down. And then put it back down. And then do the exact same thing on the other side. But first, before you do it, I want you to lock in and really become aware of that pattern of muscles. Because there's what we call posture principles. And the third one is patterns. Your body moves in patterns of motion. We're going to retrain a different pattern of motion, a different pattern of posture. So holding that in, lock that in really tall, really strong, and again, lift your legs so your thigh is parallel to the ground.
Oh, that was easier.
And put it back down. And many people will notice that there's a difference between how it feels on the left side versus the right side.
Why is that?
Because you're doing something different on both sides. The way that you're balancing your body, when we looked at your posture zone picture, your head was not quite over the center of gravity of your feet.
I remember that.
Your torso was shifted over to one side, your hips were shifted the other way, subtly, but in a very real way.
Okay.
And because of that asymmetry, your body's balancing
that makes sense. Now that makes sense. I see what you're saying. So my body's just trying to overcompensate or rework it because of, the shortness on one side or the other, or whatever's happened. I see what you're saying. Okay.
And at the end of the day, no matter how, when the chiropractor looks at somebody's spine and we see all these curves in someone's spine, we can see that something's not symmetric. At the end of the day, even though things are not even, that posture is balanced on an overall mechanical level. And we know that because it's not falling down.
Good point. Because, but I know we make a joke of it, but that's true because some people have a harder time and their body's just overcompensating is what you're saying. So what's the best time to, can we start this with as an infant to get them standing there and trying to find out their posture, or?
And if you do it before they're standing, they're going to fall down.
Well, that's true. Okay, I didn't mean it that young, but what I'm saying is what's the best time to start for our children?
It's a good, standing on one foot is a good habit for anybody. And it's something that people should be doing on a regular basis. And one of the beginning exercises that we're going to be doing with strong posture is exactly that. Locking in posture and balancing on one foot. But we'll talk about those details later. The goal with posture exercise, though, is doing that with that posture pattern. And strengthening the muscle that you need to stand like that becomes really important, because as people get older, those patterns get more and more not the same on both sides. That's one reason why when people get older, they tend to fall down.
So what we're doing is trying to retrain a bit what our body has taught us all these years, to retrain us to a better way to have our posture.
Exactly, because it's not just your body teaching it, it's what you've taught your body, because you spent all day long in front of a computer hunched over, which compresses your muscles, compresses your ligaments, compresses the organs, the lungs, the nervous system. Your whole body becomes compressed, and that has a dramatic effect on your health, because you've trained your body to work in a less than strong way. And that's also why when people get adjusted, they can feel a dramatic difference, and usually a dramatic improvement in how they balance on one side compared to the other. The next time you get adjusted, do this before and after you get adjusted, and see what kind of difference you feel in your posture when you're trying to stand tall, and how an adjustment helps you to literally stand taller.
I will. And you talk about all this in your book, right?
Yes.
Everything's in your book. And your name of your book?
Stand Taller, Live Longer, an Anti-Aging Strategy.
Stand taller. That's my goal. And living longer. So I'm game for it, and apparently you're going to make me exercise some more and get me straight. So.
We're going to teach you how to stand taller. Great.
Okay, good to go. Let's go.